Good morning, students. Welcome back to social class. I hope you all are safe and fine at home by God's grace. Children, we are doing the topic achieving equality. In the last class, you have learnt about the socio-economic inequality and what are the remedial measures for abolishing inequality and discrimination in Indian society. Children, shall we do a quick recall before we move on to today's topic? Okay, children, come let's recall. At first, we saw about socio-economic inequality. See, children, in the socio-economic field, the benefits of growth have not been spread evenly. However, the income inequality is much higher than the inequality in human development. The low income districts are associated with low industrial development, low agricultural productivity, and low human development. Similarly, the district with low literacy rate are found to be with lower sex ratio. Then next we saw about the remedial measures for abolishing inequality and discrimination in Indian society. Children, what are the remedial measures for abolishing inequality and
In
discrimination?
Indian society, first thing that we saw was wider access to quality basic services like healthcare and education for all. Quality basic services like healthcare and education must be given for all. Second thing, be aware of current gender bias. Gender bias is a behavior that shows favoritism towards one gender over another. So one must be aware about the current gender bias. Most often, gender bias is the act of favoring men or boys over women or girls. Third thing, make women more visible in public life and institutions to eradicate gender disparity. In order to remove the difference between men and women must be made more visible in public life. Women must be allowed to participate in public life, must be allowed to stand in elections. Fourth thing, be open to learn about other religions. One must be ready to learn about other religions. Fifth thing, promoting community dining in the classroom, which may help the students to sit together without any difference of caste, religion, or gender. Sixth thing, socialize the people of all types outside home. One must be friendly with people of all types of without any discrimination. So one must be ready to make friends with people of all types outside home. Seventh thing is effective implementation of laws. What is effective? Successfully producing the result that you want. So the law must be implemented in such a way that the result that you want. So through these measures, one can remove inequality and discrimination in Indian society. So there are 7 points which is given in your book through which we can remove inequality and discrimination in Indian society. Today we are going to learn about some of the achievers who come from different backgrounds facing adverse conditions were still able to achieve greater success in their lives. And lastly, we will learn about the Constitution of India and equality. With that, we come to the end of the lesson. Now let us see about some great achievers of India who come from very poor background. First, we are going to see about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. His full name was Awul Pakir Jainullabdin Abdul Kalam. Was born in a Muslim family in Rameshwaram. He was the 11th President of India and who is fondly remembered as People's President. See children, he completed his schooling at Ramnad and he completed his graduation from St. Joseph's College, Trichy, and he went on to study aerospace engineering at the Madras Institute of Technology, MIT. After he joined the Defense Research Development Organization, DRDO. See children, Kalam's family had become poor at his early age. When he was very young, his family became very poor. He used to sell newspapers to supplement his family income. He was a recipient of several prestigious awards, including the Bharat Ratna, that is India's highest civilian honor, in 1997. Kalam has written many books. Among them, very famous books are India 2020, Wings of Fire, Ignited Minds, The Luminous Sparks, and Mission India. His outstanding work earned him the title of the Missile Man of India. The next achiever that we are going to see is Mr. Vishwanathan Anand. Vishwanathan Anand was born in Chennai in a middle-class family. His mother was a big fan of chess and taught him to play the game when he was just 5 years old. She encouraged and motivated him a lot, and this laid the foundation for his future career as a chess player. Surprisingly, Anand has won the World Chess Championships 5 times. In the year 2000, 2007, 2008, 2010 and 2012. He won the World Junior Chess Championship at the age of 14. He became India's first Grandmaster in 1988. He was the first recipient of the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award in 1991 to 92. That is India's highest sporting honor. He received the nation's second highest civilian award, Padma Vibhushan, in the year 2007. And the next achiever we are going to see is Miss S. Ilavalagi. She came from a poor family at Vyasarpadi, Chennai. His father is a daily wage earning auto rickshaw driver. She participated in the 2008 World Carom Championship in France and bagged her maiden women's title. She participated for the first time and she won the women's title. She participated and won the Indian National Carom Championship in the same year after beating the former world champion Reshmi Kumari. And the fourth achiever that we are going to see is Mr. Mariyappan Thangavelu. Mariyappan was born at Salem in Tamil Nadu. His mother raised her children as a single mother, carrying bricks as a laborer until becoming a vegetable seller, earning about ₹100 per day. He suffered permanent disability in his right leg. He is a physically challenged child. When he was young, despite the setback, he completed secondary schooling. He says, I didn't see myself as different from able-bodied kids. See how confident he was. In 2016 at the Rio Paralympics, this is a game which is held for the physically challenged people. He won the gold medal in the men's high jump T42 event with a leap of 1.89 meter. See, from these great achievers, we can clearly understand that people from different backgrounds facing adverse conditions were still able to achieve greater success in their lives. See, we can take these people as an inspiration in our life, and even we can also achieve success in our life. In spite of maybe our family background may be poor, even financially we may be very backward, even though we may be in any condition, but still we will be able to achieve greater success in our lives. Now let us learn about the Constitution of India and equality. What is Constitution? A constitution is a set of rules and regulation guiding the administration of a country. So a constitution is nothing but a set of rules and regulations which helps in guiding the administration of a country, which helps in smooth functioning of the country, which helps in governing the country. What does Article 14 of the Constitution of India states? It states that everyone is equal before law. Article 14 of the Constitution of India provides equality before law. So everyone is equal, irrespective of caste, gender, religion, sex, race, color, or on any grounds. Nobody is discriminated. Everyone is equal before law or equal protection within the territory of India. Everyone is given same protection within the territory of India and prohibits the unreasonable discrimination between persons. So it prohibits the unreasonable. Without reason, nobody cannot be discriminated on grounds of any reason. See, our constitution says ours is a land of diversity. It means India is a land of diversity because in India different religious people lives in India. Different languages are spoken in India. Different caste people live in India. So people from different background lives in India. A different race people lives in India. So ours is a land of diversity. Therefore, equality has to be ensured for all. So as ours is a land of diversity, equality must be given for all the people. See, there are two significant parameters. Significant, important parameters, something that decides to ensure equality in society. What are they? Ensuring freedom and respecting diversity. Ensuring freedom and respecting diversity. So these are the two important parameters. So it is very important that everyone has given the freedom. So there are different kinds of freedom to be followed. What are they? Freedom to follow their religion, speak their language, celebrate their festivals, and express their views freely. So these kinds of freedom has to be given to all. That is ensuring freedom, respecting diversity. Respecting diversity. We know that ours is a land of diversity. India is a land of diversity. Even though there are a lot of differences, we must respect every people in India. See, the constitution is a legal framework of rules and regulation, as I said in the beginning, by which a nation would function. See, equality is where untouchability is seen as crime. Equality is where untouchability is seen as crime. What is untouchability? In a position where something is unlikely to be punished or criticized. See, the untouchables were so called the Dalit people, the downtrodden people. They belong to the low caste. See, in India, as per Article 17, untouchability is totally abolished. It is removed. And everyone is equal. So, according to Article 17 of the Indian Constitution, untouchability is totally abolished. It means everyone is equal before law. See, even though strict implementation of laws has been done, has been ensured in the Constitution of India, has been written, many laws have been written in the Constitution of India. Even today, different types of discriminations are reported across the country. Women, peasants, tribes, and people from lower social classes are still striving for equality in India. So, even though there are strict laws has been implemented, but even today people are still striving for equality in India. So we must pray the situation must change. We must pray that everyone must be treated equally in India. I hope you have understood the today's class well. With this, we come to the end of the lesson. Thank you, children.